Hello everyone and welcome to Club Reaction to Rangers 2, Arsenal 2 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. I am your host Scott Carney and I'm on my own today. The other podders have other things on today, but I didn't want to leave you without any content, so I thought I'd just bring you a quick video. It won't be the usual full kind of breakdown that we're going to do, but I just thought I'd bring you a reaction and some of my thoughts on the game. So yeah, Rangers took on Arsenal at Ibrox on a glorious sunny day here in Glasgow, and it was good to see some of the fans back in. By the looks of it, the majority of them were in the Govan stand anyway, and just good to hear songs being sung by actual fans and not by the kind of the fake crowd that they used to play over games. So hopefully this is the start of the full capacity stadiums getting back. We're all desperate to get back to Ibrox. I know we are. I was obviously not lucky enough to be one of the chosen 2,000, if you like, to get into the game today. But congratulations to those who did. I think there's a lot of people with a bit off your right hand today to be at Ibrox for the game, but not to be. So obviously I sat and watched it on Rangers TV. So we'll get into the game. The starting 11 today was McGregor, Tav, Bassey, Lundstrom, Goldson, Hagi, Defoe, Davis, Kamara, Roofe and Balogun. The substitutes were McLaughlin, Itten, Simpson, Patterson, Jones, Wright, Kelly, Edmondson, Hastie, Mayo, Arfield and Middleton. So good to see Scott Arfield back. I don't think there's any doubt about that, and it's good to see Kamara back as well. For how long it may be, we're really not sure, but it's good to see him back. The game started quite well for Rangers. I think they were not bad. You've obviously got to take into consideration that this is still a pre-season friendly. No matter how much we want to go out and kind of test ourselves fully against Arsenal, it was never really going to be like that. Arsenal are a couple of weeks behind us as well in terms of the pre-season preparation, so it was never going to be a full competitive match. But Rangers take the lead with a Balogun header. It was brilliant, really good play by Rangers, and it was good to see Balogun back in the starting 11 and to get himself a goal. Defoe then had to go off with a knock, so hopefully it's not too bad for Defoe. But as I say, some of the play Rangers were doing quite well. Obviously, you realise who you're playing up against as well, though, in Arsenal, and say this is a team that can spend 75 million on a player that not many of us have ever heard of, and it shows. And I think there was a stat just before the game that they've made European football for 25 years in a row, as well as all the money that comes with the Premier League. So the gulf in finance compared to the Premier team in Scotland, and not even the Premier team to Arsenal, and no disrespect to them to that, but they're by far and away not the biggest team in England. But I mean, we can't compete with any of the sort of finances that they can provide their players, or what they can go and spend on players, for that matter. A bit of loose defending really by Tav. He kind of gets caught out. Allows Arsenal to draw level. But as I just said, when you consider these players, you really have to be on the ball. You don't get as much time on the ball, even though you don't get that much time on the ball in Scotland. But I think, especially when you're playing against Premier League opposition that are just ready to pounce on you as soon as you make a slight mistake or on a heavy touch. I just don't think Tav was really fully turned on for it. But anyway, that's what you would expect. Arsenal were pretty dominant in the first half, but when you consider the value of the players, as I've said, then it's the way they move the ball. It's the way that they can keep their shape, and you can just see the class that Arsenal have. They really are, as even if they've not really been close to winning the Premier League for a wee while, you can still see the class that they have. But again, it's good for Rangers to put themselves up against this team. But I say, even the starting 11, as you can tell, it was very mixed. It's not really the starting 11 that we're expecting. We've still got no Morelos, there's still no Barisic. So, I mean, that's all you can. You'd have to hope that we kind of nailed down a starting 11, a solid starting 11 soon enough. Half time, as I say, it's 1-1. Stand down the first half for me was Bassey. I thought he was great, especially going forward. When he's charging forward, he's like a train. He's like a steam train. You can't stop the guy. He got took out as well early on. It looked like he took quite a nasty one. It was quite a dangerous tackle, to be honest. The boy was lucky to get away with just a booking. It was quite a nasty tackle, but Big Bassey looks keen. He looks absolutely up for it. So looking forward to seeing what comes from him over this season. I think he's got bags of potential, and he is some size of a lad. So when he gets up to pace, it really does take some stopping him. There's changes at half-time, and then seen Tav play a more advanced role with Nathan Patterson playing at right back. So this is obviously down to what everybody's really been speaking about trying to keep Nathan Patterson happy and to keep him at Ibrox and not have him just sitting there on the bench as Tav's understudy. So it was interesting. We only seen it for about 15 minutes. Quite hard to take anything from it, but Tav was playing. It looked like Lundstrom and Davis were holding, and then there was the front three. I think it was Wright, Hagi and Tav. And I think it was a wee bit of experimentation by Gerrard. But I mean, it's interesting that he's even thinking about it. It's interesting that he's wanting to get both these players in the same team. And why would you not? I think Nathan Patterson's ready. I think it's important for Patterson to get football as much as he can this season, especially with the Euros that he's just had. He obviously impressed there, and he's coming back to club football. So it'd be interesting to see if we ever see anything like that again. But yeah, I mean, Tav, again, I think Tav could play anywhere. I really do. I think Tav's an all-round professional. Maybe goalkeeper or centre-backs, maybe the only two I wouldn't have him at, but anybody else should be quite comfortable with him playing there. So it will be interesting to see if we do see the likes of that again. Obviously, it's something that Gerrard and the coaching staff have been thinking about. They're obviously thinking that Tav's quite capable of playing that kind of role a wee bit further forward. So yeah, I say I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of comes of it. If anything, really, I'm not sure if anything will actually come of it. But as I say, we'll just need to wait and see. So on our mark, we see a number of changes. Atton Kelly, Hastie, to name a few. Jake Hastie, I mean, we're seeing. So he returned. And obviously that kind of led to the end of Tav playing that role, so it wasn't really much for us to see. Arsenal were really still in control, but it's Rangers that scored the second. It's a great corner from Middleton, who again I thought he really impressed when he came on. Middleton, I thought he was really good. And it's said that Ted Atton makes it 2-1. That's his second goal of pre-season. Again, Atton's another one that I think is an important year for him, but he's doing all the right things as far as I'm concerned. I've really got no criticisms of Cedric Atton. I'm excited to see him continuing to grow. He's still a young lad, and he's still. I think he's going to bring a lot to the team. He could be quite important for us this year. But great to see him go on the score sheet again. Rangers could have added a third not long after that. We break forward. Middleton with a great ball from the left-hand side right across the deck of the box, but it falls to Kelly. He smashes it against the keeper. Really unlucky there. He probably should have made it 3, to be honest, but really unlucky for him. But again, great play by Rangers and Middleton. Rangers then caught out at the back again, and obviously it's Middleton this time. That allows the Arsenal player to steal the ball off him. Gives plenty of time in the box, and he slots it away to make it 2-2, and it pretty much finishes 2-each. Alan McGregor makes a decent save towards the end of the game as well to keep the scores level, as you would expect Alan McGregor to do. But yeah, as I say, disappointing the way Rangers gave away the 2 goals. I say it's the kind of defensive lapses. Again, don't want to be too critical of the team. Obviously, this is just it's just only pre-season, so we can't be too critical, and it's certainly not the starting 11s that we're going to expect to see once the real competitive football starts. So not going to be too harsh on them, but yeah, it's time to just kind of waken up. We've obviously scored 2 goals today against a decent Arsenal team, quite big names playing for Arsenal. And yeah, we've got to take as much positive from that as you possibly can. As I say, the defensive is still a wee bit all over the place, but again, it's really not going to be the starting 11 as we expect it to be. But in terms of going forward, I thought Middleton was really good. I thought he looked really positive. He looked keen to get himself on the ball as well. He was taking free kicks as well. Same as Patterson, I thought he was great. I think he looks the part. Yeah, he absolutely does. He just looks like he could just slot straight into this team. And again, Cedric Atton, I just think that he's doing absolutely no harm for himself right now in terms of being involved as much as he can. And he just continues to score. So you really can't ask much more than that, to be honest. You really can't ask much more. And that was it. As I say, finishes 2-8. So the kind of full-time thoughts, it's just very mixed 11, so it's hard to read too much into it. Obviously, there's certain players that are standing out more than others, as you would expect during pre-season. I just mentioned that in Bud Bassey as well, but obviously we've still not seen Borna since coming back from the Euros. Obviously, Ryan Kent wasn't involved today, so again, hopefully that's nothing too serious that we need to worry about. And obviously, Defoe going off with the knock again, need to hope that that's nothing too great. But you've still got players like Jack to come back. We've still not seen Offerbor yet. We've still not seen Sakala. Still not seen Borna return. Still not seen Helander return. So there's still plenty to come back, and Morelos as well. Obviously, Morelos is now back in Glasgow, but obviously it came a bit too soon for him to be involved today. He's obviously going to start his pre-season, I would imagine, from tomorrow morning. So it's exciting times for Rangers. As I say, there's big links right now with Veerman. As I say, it doesn't seem to be going away, this one. And from what I've heard, it looks like it's almost a done deal. Again, that's just through the rumour mill that I've heard things like that. I have got no inside knowledge. I have got no idea if it's true or not, but I think it's a close one, and I think it's a fantastic bit of business again from Rangers. We will sell this boy on for a lot more than we're going to pay for him, and that's all we can really hope for. I've seen enough beef and uncertainty as well around Goldson. Again, it's in the hands of the club, and Goldson, it's really up to him what he decides to do. If he wants to move, then move him on. I don't see the point in keeping him here. I don't want Connor Goldson to leave. I think he's an absolute rock. I would hate for it to run down to him finishing his contract and we end up not making any money on him. But if we manage to get the league and manage to get into group stages of Champions League with his help, then maybe that's worth keeping him for, in order not to get any money for him at the other end. Don't know. We need to have to wait and see with that one, but I think we're all hoping that he signs a new contract as soon as possible. And that'll do us. As I say, just a quick one from me. As I say, it's because I'm on my own. Not everybody's going to want to sit and listen to me talk for half an hour. I don't think anybody wants to listen to that, to be honest. But thank you for joining me. We will, of course, be back midweek. We'll come back with Club Deck Corner. We've also got some exciting news coming for the pod, so look out for that. And in terms of, if you like listening to me, you'll probably like listening to the other lads as well. So please do subscribe to the channel, like the videos, give us a wee rating and Apple Podcasts, and like and share anywhere that you can. We're on all the social medias as well, so you can get in touch with us there. And that'll do me. So thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you during the week. We are Club at 22, the Champions Podcast. I'll speak to you again next time. Cheers.